All right, DJ Connect, what's good? What's good? My name is Andrew Lindley, representing the DJ Connect. Y'all already know what it is. How y'all guys doing today? Today I'm doing a brand new test. I got my DJI mic in the pocket, and then I just picked up one of these Rode lavalier mics. So a lot of times I've been having a lot of like backfeeding problems because I got this massive PA right beside me. So I'm hoping I can kind of right now hear it in the background. So I'm not sure how it's going to come out on the record. I'm hoping that it's good to go. But it is what it is. Maybe I'll throw a little bit of echo on there, a little bit of reverb might help us out. But today I'm just going to be testing this out. So today I wanted to jump into like a how to beat match video. This is going to be like a one of the official videos for beat matching that I'm gonna do, and hopefully it comes out great. The issue too is I'm gonna be using copywritten tracks, so I might have some issues. I'm hoping that I don't, and to do that right now, to stop that from happening, I'm gonna turn off key lock so it's out of key, and then I'm gonna slow these tracks way down. That is a way that I was able to avoid stuff on Facebook. I don't know if that's gonna work the same way today, but we're gonna find out. So I just wanted to welcome all y'all to the DJ Connect. Y'all already know what it is. My wedding season is finishing up soon, so there's gonna be a lot of big content coming very soon. Make sure you guys stay tuned. I'm gonna be recording everything brand new, mixing course, scratch course. It is coming, so make sure you guys like and subscribe to this video so you know what's going on, you know what's happening as it happens. And let's just get into it today, man. I just want to give you guys some fire. It's been a minute since I've done like a teaching mixing video, so let's just hop into it. If you guys need more help counting beats, that's step one. I know I've done a video on this already. You have to go back to step one and deal with counting beats. It's the single most important I guess rule of DJing. Like, it's so important. Like, you're never going to be able to beat match if you can't count beats. And when you count beats, it's always the same process. So once you've learned it once, you've learned it forever. You know how to dance, you know how to like sing on beat. All of those things, they all follow the same. It's not even a rule, it's a law, like the law of music. Like how we'd say gravity is a law in the real world. Like, you can't break gravity apart from leaving the earth. You can't break this rule of just counting beats. Like, you need to make sure your BPM equals the same BPM, and that's all that matters. It doesn't mean that the original track's BPM has to be the exact same, but going forward, like, BPM always has to equal BPM. Hopefully you guys can see on the Serato right now. I got something in my way. I can't see the one on this side. But right now we're 92 beats per minute, 92 beats per minute. And that's the only kind of, this is where it becomes a rule, and you kind of manipulate it, because you got these pitch shifters where you can make it whatever BPM you want. But when it comes down to it, the BPM has to equal the same BPM as this other track. So that's pretty much the only like rule that applies into mixing. Like, you can take a 128 BPM, turn it down to 90 BPM. It's not gonna sound incredible, like, it's probably gonna sound terrible, but you can do it. You get to do that. But like, you can't take a track that's in 3/4 time, or like a 3 beats per bar, so like the tango or something. You cannot mix that with a 4/4 time signature track. That will never work. Doesn't matter what speed you pitch it to, it doesn't matter what you do, that's never gonna work. So there are specific rules, there are kind of ways that you can manipulate these things, but when it comes down to it, BPM equals BPM, and you have to know how to count music. Apart from that, like, it's free range. We get to do whatever we want to do. So I'm liking this now. I don't have to like reach over and talk in the mic. I hope this sounds good. We're gonna find out. Let me know in the comments if it's sounding good or not. And we're gonna go from there. So let's go, fam. All right, so we're gonna go with a reggae vibe today. I'm up in Canada. It's basically summer's over. The minute it turns September 1st, like, it gets cold. It's a nice sunny day today, so I got my tank top on. I'm enjoying the last bit of summer that we got going on. So yeah, I'm gonna be using, for this example, I'm gonna be using 2 reggae tracks, so let's get into it. And what are we gonna do to start this off? We're gonna count the beats. Just so, like, this is just gonna be a refresher. If you know this, thank goodness. You feel free to skip ahead. I'm just gonna count these out, both of them, one time, just so that we know what's going on. So what happens is, we need our number 1, like where that track starts. And if you followed me from before, you know that a lot of tracks do not start on a 1. Sometimes they'll start on a 3. Sometimes they'll start on a 3 and. They might start on a 4. Like, you don't know where it's gonna start, but you have to know where it starts. Like, that is your job as a DJ, to know where it starts. And if you're using like a bunch of intros, like 8-bar intros, you can almost be guaranteed that it's always gonna start on the 1. This starts on the 1, but you have to know that, and you gotta make sure that like that first cue point, that's a good way to figure this out, is go through all your tracks and make sure that that 1 is the first cue point. So let's get into it. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're into the track. Like, we're right into it. That was 8 bars. I count it 1, 2, 3, 4, but I guess when you're starting to learn how to do this, you should be counting it 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4. That way you're counting the bars too. Once you know this stuff, like, it doesn't matter what's going on, you're gonna just know how to do this. I do this subconsciously, like, I'm never counting in my head anymore, but that is how I had to learn. Like, don't feel like you're behind, or don't feel any form of way about this. This is the way you learn, and that's the proper way to do it. So don't let anyone make you feel like you're doing it wrong, or you feel like an idiot. You're not. Trust me. If you don't know how to do this, there's no reason that you would ever know how to do this. So this is why we're doing this right now. We're figuring this out, and we're learning how to do this properly. So what's our other track? Our other track, I think originally it was a, what are we at? A 98. I think this track was like a 95 or something. So we have them both matched at 92 BPM. Yeah, so we got, this one is -8%, this one's -6%. So it was a 2 BPM difference in the actual track, but we're able to manipulate that and mix these together because we got the pitch shifter. So it doesn't matter what they were before, all that has to matter is that they equal the same now. So let's hop into this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. Now we're at half the track. 6, 2, 3, 4. 7, 2, 3, 4. 8, 2, 3. Let's go. So, those are the same. We know how to count. We're good to go. What's the next step? Like, the next step is learning kind of how your bars work, how your phrasing works. That's a little bit more advanced. What I would always recommend is you use instrumentals to learn how to do this. I should have been doing this right now. I don't know what I'm thinking right now. Sorry guys, it's been a while since I've done a video like this one, actually getting behind the decks. I can't wait to do more of this stuff coming very soon. I got like 1 more month of craziness and then stuff is gonna start slowing down. So I'm gonna be doing challenges. We're gonna really get into this. We're gonna learn how to DJ, become a sick DJ, and take it from there. So right now, what's the next step? We're gonna count our beats out. We're gonna figure out where our downbeat is. We know that the 1 drops on the 1. We're gonna drop that at the start of this next track. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna count out the 8 bars here, and then I'm gonna drop this track on the 1 of the next bar, like where it starts. When the track comes in, that's where I'm gonna start mixing. So let's do it up. 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. Now we're coming in on this side. We come in at the start, our bar number 1, after our 8 bar. Here we go. Like that was perfect. I think I dropped it like a millisecond off, but I just nudged it forward, and that's what we do. Like, we're not all perfect. We're not always gonna drop it perfectly. But when you know how this works, when you know the concept, you can do this all day, any day, like, doesn't really matter. And what I always love to tell people is like, this is a key matched mix. Like, this does match in key, but if you don't know how to beat match, throw keys out. Like, pretend like keys don't even matter. Step number one is to learn how to beat match. It's the most important step. After that, you can start worrying about key mixing. After that, you can start like fixing your phrasing up and making sure you're on the exact right phrase. But what you really need to understand first is just that concept of matching the beats up, making sure that those beats drop and land and hit correctly. Like if you drop the 1 on the 3, it's gonna sound terrible and you're gonna know something is wrong here. But like that's how you're gonna learn, and that's how I would really recommend you to just use instrumentals to start, because the second you got vocals coming in, you're gonna get confused, you're gonna get lost, stuff's gonna happen. You just like, it's just an extra thing that you're adding into the mix that's gonna make it more difficult for you to figure this out. So one more time, which one did we start with? So I think we started with this one. Let's just do it backwards. Let's do the exact same mix, but the opposite way, and see how simple this is to do. 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 5, 2, 3. Let's go. And that's it. That's it, y'all. It's as easy as that. You can do that all day, every day. Doesn't matter. Just drop track after track after track after track. And like, it might seem easy, and it is. Like, there's a reason that DJs create 8-bar intros for other DJs. Like, there's a reason. It's so that we don't have to think. It's that we can just grab this track, throw it on, and like the way I kind of like to explain it is like Lego. You're taking this piece of Lego, dropping the intro on the outro, or dropping it into the hook, and then that one moves forward. Or maybe it's more like Tetris. Like you're dropping this block on top of this block, and then you got like however much of that track that you want to play. Maybe it's like you just want to play that chorus. Most choruses are going to be 8 bars. A lot of bridges are going to be 8 bars. The verses are usually 16 bars. Like for this is more of a rule, because like it's not a law. People can change this up as they see fit. Like some could be 32 bars, like, and that's it. Like that's where the artist gets to choose. That's where you get to decide and really change things up. That's gonna mess up your phrasing and stuff, but that's where you get to learn. And like sometimes, like I'll say it right now, I mess up. Normally every single night I have a mess up, maybe 1, maybe even 2, maybe I'll even have 2 mess ups in a night. But overall, like I know how this is done. I don't even have to think about it. I hate saying this, but like back when I used to drink a lot, I used to be able to get blackout wasted at the club, still throw down, still kill it. Maybe only I think I killed it. Like maybe I sucked, but I never got fired. So I was able to complete the night. And it was just because like once you understand how this is done, you know how it's done. You have the gold key, and you can do this anywhere, anytime. All you have to figure out is how to count beats and then how to drop the track on the track. So this is going to be a different process for originals. It's still the same concept. The concept's still exactly the same, but when they're original tracks, this is where you might have them dropping on like, they're dropped on the 3, and you might think it's the 1 and it's not the 1. So this is where you got to learn like, what is the 1? what is the downbeat, and then it just takes it from there. So make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to this video. I'm gonna have a lot of fire coming up soon. I'm finally coming to the end of my wedding season. It's been crazy. It's been absolutely insane. I made literally $100,000 this year, and that's not to gloat, or that's not to say like, hey, look at me. This is something I'm extremely proud of. This is not something I've ever done in my entire life. This is a first for me. And I've only been in the business for 3 years now, so like it blows my mind. And I give it all up to like me getting coaching from people who've been there, know how to build a business, learning what they know. Because I was always only able to get to like the height of my ceiling, which was like doing clubs and getting club residencies and playing at festivals and blah, blah, blah. Like it was great, but I was never able to make a career out of that. I had to go talk to the people who did this. Like who's the people who made real businesses and made real stuff happen for them. And when I learned from them how to do it, it's been so easy. And next year I want to double that. Like I want to double that next year. And all that comes down to is math and scaling. Like all scaling is math. Like how do I reproduce one of me? How do I create another one of me? And it's just like, that's what you have to figure out. That's what you got to learn. But first off, you guys start here. Like if you don't know how to Beatmatch yet, you guys are starting here, and we'll figure it out. Everything is figure outable. That's one of my favorite quotes. Like everything in this world is figure outable. You just got to go to the person who knows how to do it, and they're going to teach you. Or you can figure it out. You can spend 10 years, like you can spend a decade figuring it out for yourself. Or you can go to someone who knows how to do it and learn what it took him 10 years to do, learn it in like maybe 1 year. For this mixing, I want you to learn how to do it in 1 day. And I've literally taught people, like when they're with me in the booth right here, learning from me, I can teach them in 1 day how to do it. It's incredible. So I will see you guys later. Like, subscribe, and let's go, fam.